Alright guys, so today we're actually going to be addressing some of the seam sealer. So most of your leaks will be coming from basically this channel here. A lot of people don't know. They think, okay, well, stuff leaking in the trunk is the seal or whatever. It is more common that these areas, like if you look at this real close here, see that rust forming there? Seam sealer is damaged there. I've taped off all the areas that I had silicone plugging the leak. So I did a water test on the car when I first got it, and I noticed that underneath the seam sealer there are certain cracks and stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is I actually pulled off all the silicone. It comes off real easy because, you know, it really didn't bond to anything. It's a slick surface. So I'm going to have to sand down this area or scrape out some of the old seam sealer so that it is good enough for me to apply a new coat of seam sealer on here. I'm not sure if I can even get these clips out because they look like they've been seam sealed on here. So it might break if I try to take them out, and you know, Honda discontinues everything for our cars. Same with this side. This side actually still has the silicone on there. I haven't pulled it off yet. You can see these cracks here is basically where the water usually seeps into the car, and then it leaks all over the place and it fills up your trunk. So before you guys actually start investigating anything, just pull off the rubber channel here and inspect your seam. A lot of the seam sealer here looks okay, but it just takes a little crack, and it's no good. All right, so I'm gonna start off by removing my hatch. Here's the harness that you need to disconnect. Next, you're gonna have to remove the bolts on the hinges and disconnect the shocks. Now we're gonna clean the roof channels before we do any work. They're usually quite dirty after 30 years of accumulating dirt. I've cleaned them once before when I found the leaks. So here's another area that needs to be re-seam sealed. This is a common area for the seam sealer to chip away or crack. So I'm going to use my rotary tool with a wire attachment and chip away at any of the loose paint and loose seam sealer, and as well clean up any of the rust.
All I do is adore you all of the time. I like to I like to I like to love you every day. I like to love you. I like to love you. If I may, I'd like to love you. I'd like to love you. I'd like to love you night and day. If I may.
There we go, all cleaned out. The wire brush actually leaves some scratches in the old seam sealer for the new seam sealer to actually bond to. So check out this hole. This is how the water actually gets in. Alright, so I masked the area where I'm going to be seam sealing. This will leave some nice clean lines, and also it'll be less mess getting everywhere. Here's an area that needed some replacement seam sealer as well. Alright guys, so how I applied the seam sealer was using one of these small little paintbrushes. You can get them from like a dollar store or something. They're actually for painting. So I basically used one of these small ones, and it got into the roof channels no problem. Obviously, you have to mask it up. Like you see, I stripped the masking already off. You really have to mask it up so you don't make a mess everywhere. But if you do make a mess, you can take the seam sealer off with some acetone. That stuff is awesome. So that's basically how you would apply it. Just use a small little brush. Either that, or you could use I guess a credit card, cut them into small sizes, and you could put the seam sealer in there and spread it. But for me, I use basically a little brush. And here's the seam sealer all cured. Just need some black touch-up paint and they're good. No more leaks. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
I'd like to. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, if I may.